Okay, Eddie, we are back. We had a little interruption there because of the meeting time ended. So you were starting to make a point about PE, and
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm going to
Well,
let you get back to
that was a commercial break.
it.
Technical glitch, but it was a commercial break. Like I think I was saying that PE for me was a big
Yes.
part of my education, right? Because it allowed me to play other sports, right? And with other kids that were not as good as the players in my soccer program, right? But better than me thinking that I'm better than them, it allowed me to be part of them. I was part of those kids. It made me to be one of them away from my school team. And to me, that's very important. Sometimes we feel displaced. Sometimes we feel we're better than others. But I think that inclusiveness of being a part of our friends' PE, not just a clique that we're used to. This is a school soccer team where this school soccer starts, but being part of the PE kids.
Yes.
Even some of the kids that were less able to participate, we get to play with them. We get to help them. We get to help them win games. And instead of me just saying, well, I'm one of the better players, we pick the best players. No, it was just so critical that it was part of my learning curve. I learned to become a better athlete, right? Because you're playing with different level of kids, and it's not just soccer. Like we said, we do track, we run track. I come last, right? And they're faster kids, and we didn't have the luxury of incorporating music. We didn't have PE teachers were very disciplined. That you can't really do that as long as you're not fighting or causing havoc. They just stand there and let you guys be kids. You know, um, the fact that it wasn't organized was great because it just gave us that freedom to be out of the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish we had music. I
Mm-hmm.
wish we had music incorporated in our PE. It would have ignited something different. When I saw your videos, I kind of felt like, whoa, we didn't have this. But technology now allows you to have music anywhere that we want, right? You can incorporate that. And I know you incorporate music in your TOPS program. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that program and how the kids, you warm up with music. Those kids are engaged in it. It's just incredible. So
Yeah. Well, thank you, Eddie, for all of that. And yeah, we one of the things I'm proud of is something that you were talking about, which is everybody together. It's not the good players or the bad players or the slow players it's everybody. And I just think that's really important too. And I love that you're stressing that. And I think, as we know, as coaches, you and I have shared this, sometimes the coaches can be too organized and do too much. And and the same thing with teachers. And I agree with you. That's what I think one of our best times at PE class is free time.
Yeah.
Well, we're not involved. So I can see that, and I can see the value in not trying to do too much. One of our rules is don't do anything for the kids that they can do for themselves.
Yes.
So
yeah, I like that.
So well, Eddie. So I wanted to ask you this. You're a grandfather now. You've got little ones that are in schools. What do you hope that PE is for them?
I think I've stressed the fact that PE is extremely important in school, especially these days when kids are tied up with their technology and social media, right? They hardly go outside to play. They're always indoors in front of TV. And so if they can continue to have PE in school, it gives them opportunity to participate in that recreational. Some kids may not be able to play competitive sports, competitive soccer for whatever reason. But I think PE, NFL are doing those play 60, those kind of push. The level of obesity and the health issues that kids are having right now, we didn't have that growing up, right? PE was great in school because we get to go and run and just, play around. And then we get home, we walk from the bus stop home, we get home, we drop our bag, do our homework, get back outside and play. So from a healthy physical health and mental health, social media is really taking a lot of our kids these days. And I can understand that, it's the new norm. The kids are entitled to, having TVs in every room, right? iPad, phones. At the age of 12, they have cell phones. And so social media actually, is showing them the good and bad part of life and molding those kids. Whereas we can use PE and music as a vehicle,
I agree.
as a tool to get them, connected to their friends, get them reconnect to humanity. Because everything virtual, right? And then we look at the bullying issues these days because there's no social interaction. Kids have been left out. Kids have been isolated, right? It's easy for me to hide behind the screen, computer, and do whatever. But if I really get down on a level with that kid to really talk and play with the kid at PE, we get to understand the kids, we get to understand ourselves more. And where do we have more control of our kids? In the school system. The school has infrastructure, the setup, less parent involvement, but we can now use the school system to really not just academic dedication, PE, giving them that interaction amongst not just their friends. Because remember, everybody have our own core friends.
That's right.
And we stick to that. Anything outside our core friends, it's alienated. So if we can use vehicles like this, PE, to get these kids to socially intertwine with each other, we can cut down a lot of mental health, bullying. We can cut down a lot of obesity. We can create happy kids.
Yes.
Happy kids.
Yes, Eddie. I just so agree with what you're saying. One of the things that we do, we create a soccer league in our PE classes, but the teams are very random. They're just randomly made. So the team now has to come together as a unit.
Yes.
And they have to have a name. They have to find their way to a game. They have to defend a goal together and come up with a strategy. So and of course they're reluctant to do this at first because of all the reasons that you just said. But by the end of the time, they're usually they found themselves, and because of that magic that PE can bring, those social skills and all of that.
Yes, it actually it allows them. Everybody, if you incorporate music, for example, I'm using music, but PE encourages participation, right? It encourages these kids to now get to interact with each other.
Right, so important.
Solve problems. They solve the problem by themselves.
And for somebody like yourself who has such an interesting life story, so you started on one continent, you moved to another continent, and then you moved to a third continent. And now you're in your business world, you're touching on the rest of the continents. And you're somebody that has really had to develop those kinds of skills that you can talk to all types of people of all various backgrounds. But there's something, I guess, common in people, regardless of where they're from. But that might lead me to my last question. So some of the kids watching are going to become teachers. Some are going to become coaches, leaders of some kind. They're all going to operate in the world. What advice would you give to young 9, 10, 11-year-olds at this point?
For 9, 10-year-olds or even future or current teachers, my advice to them is to, we never know they can become coaches. They're going to be the leaders of the future. In whatever they do, I think they should always give your best. Always give your best and lead by example. Because if I give my best to a child, a team, a person, an organization, right, knowing fully well I'm putting out my best, it's going to transcend because people will see that, and if you try and give your best, you're leading by example. It's always going to be positive if you know you're giving your best, right? There's a positive outcome that comes out of giving your best to the best of your ability and capability. And also, when we lead by example, we have to focus and be more child-centric, right? Because every kid has a different level of maturity. Every kid has a different growth path. We don't expect them to put them in a box and say, this is the definition of a child, right? As leaders and teachers, we look at each kid, the maturity level. How can we impact one kid at a time, right? And for me, sometimes I have to step down to the level of that kid. I never give up on a child, right? It could be my weakest player, but that player can be my strongest in other aspects.
Yes.
So if that player is not technically gifted, but has that leadership, verbal, or any other stuff that player brings, I have to nurture that. I have to identify that. I have to give that player that credit to understand that I can uplift that player. So as coaches, leaders, and even kids, we're learning to become leaders at some point. It's never give up on a child and continue to find different ways to teach. Let's never be stagnant, because when we are stagnant, we're actually robbing our students, we're robbing our players, we're robbing them from their growth. Let's be innovative. Let's take risks. Let's take chances. Let's stumble across stuff on Oprah and let it materialize, because at the end of it, everybody has to create an environment that's conducive and allow growth. Let the kids have fun.
That's beautiful, Eddie. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview. Really appreciate it. I know that some of the kids that are watching this are also going to see you out at the fields, because some of our Cypress Woods kids also play soccer out there at Eastlake. So I will tell them to be sure to touch base with you and make that connection. So have a great Sunday, Eddie. Thank you.
One more thing in closing, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. Love it.
I want every kid or teachers, to see themselves as a vehicle, right? As a vehicle to improve and change lives positively. Because if we use ourselves as a vehicle to positively impact and change lives, it's our role and responsibility to be passionate, in what we teach. The kids will see our passion and they would follow.
Yes.
I like to just make sure I close on that, because our passion, once we give it out, allows us to give our best, and the kids will see it.
Yes, they will. Eddie, I remember when you spoke with my Carrollwood Day School team after our game.
After you just mercy ruled me.
the passion in your eyes, Eddie. When you were talking to them. Well, kids, let me explain. Coach Eddie was coaching a team, and I was coaching a team. My team happened to be better than his team. That doesn't mean I'm better than him or anything like that. It was just the way it was.
A great team.
But after the game was over, I asked Coach Eddie to speak with my team because of his experience and his knowledge and his understanding, and just for our players to get some of his wisdom. And kids, even though his team had just lost by a big score, he took that team of ours and he gave them a passionate talk for about 5 minutes, and I remember just being struck by how you were a true professional. Because it's not really about that game. It's not even.
Absolutely.
It's about something so much bigger. And
Bigger.
you didn't think of it as, this isn't my team. We're all each other's team. And you were
That's
just
right.
talking to the kids, that you don't see very much, but why aren't they your kids? We're all each other's kids.
Each other's kids.
And
Absolutely.
you showed that passion. I remember the look in your eye, and it really stuck with me. So anyway, I'm super happy that you got the chance to meet our kids, and maybe we can find a time where we can get you a chance even to get to the school someday. We'll talk about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to at least share my experience, and hopefully we all continue to be positive role models or teachers or leaders, because this is the only thing we have. This is our world.
That's right.
We're all humans, and let's make it a better place for everybody.
What a great note to end it on. Take care, Eddie. Thank you.